everybody, how you doing? My name is Michael, and let's continue this playthrough of Dark Souls 2. In the last episode, we defeated Ava, the Duke's dear pet. The King's pet, Ava. And in this episode, we're going to be continuing on into the rest of Eleum Loyce, which is now open to us now that we have ceased the winds and un-iced the icy things. This next area is pretty difficult because we have to fight a bunch of golems like those in Drangleic Castle, so that is pretty interesting. And I also want to talk a little bit about the queen that we met, the final Queen of Dark. She said that she's trying to help her lord. She's trying to assist the king of this area and help him fulfill his goals, which is very interesting because we got an obviously very negative view of the kings and queens of the last two areas, particularly the queens, who were very clearly evil, one of whom was even a boss. So it seems strange that this one would be portrayed sympathetically. Why would we, not want to just kill her too? She is a Queen of Dark, after all. Is it possible that the Queens of Dark do not have to be evil? They can be good or evil just like anybody else and make a moral choice? Or are they automatically evil and this one was just a very rare exception to that? Or maybe they're all good, or maybe they're only as good or evil as the king that they marry. But this one, also I should mention that we shouldn't necessarily take her at face value on anything, because multiple times she said that before we actually meet her and get close to her, that we should go back, we should get away, we should not bother with this, we should not try to defeat Ava, we should not try to seek the chaos. So was she trying to do that to protect us, or was she trying to do that to keep us away from this, and she's changing sides now that we got really close to her? I don't really know. This next area has the standard guys, the wizard guy that we just fought over there, those ice guys up there, but also golems. And these golems function the same way as anybody else. When a soul from a dead enemy gets sucked into them, they come alive. So if you really wanted to do this very carefully, you would probably want to lure all of these guys out and kill them one at a time. I don't think those guys can flask, now that I think about it. Like, this is going to cause the golem to spawn when I kill her. Him, whatever. And these golems are pretty tough. They're pretty challenging. However, I don't really mind, because I do want to show them to you, and it is kind of fun to fight them, you know. I believe, do they have a grab attack? I'm trying to think now. See, that did 326 damage, and it was hardly anything. He's going to be a serious issue. There is some pretty cool stuff here, including a sword at the very top of this. When I originally came in here, I was very confused because I thought that you if you wanted to kill the golems, you'd have to put them alive. You'd have to get souls into them, or else they would be nothing, like they were in Drangleic Castle. But that's not true. As you saw before, you can actually walk over to them and just kill them while they're inanimate, without a soul, and do damage to them that way, and defeat them. Oh, and they drop human effigies. The reason we waited to go into these areas, by the way, just to remind you, is that the chests in this area, and in a number of other areas, would have been totally encased in ice if we had come in there before defeating Ava. So there's not really any point to doing it, you know? There's also yet another gank. There's like a bunch of these spellcasting guys and regular soldier guys all around here. If I was a Dex character and had the Black Hunter's Bow, we would be able to finish these guys off a lot sooner, but I do not. Let's see here. Got far enough away for that a golem wasn't spawned? Possibly. There's also a very interesting little invader in this area who is, he is just adorable, and he was actually my first death in the Ivory Crown DLC, so it holds a special place of hatred in my heart. Now I don't think it's just that guy. I think there's another guy just beyond that door, but I'm not sure about that. I kind of don't want to find out. Oh yeah, I thought so. Oh, good. I really enjoy this sword, and I love the kind of idea that I have all black armor on, except for the boots. I'm wearing Ben Hart's boots right now. I've recently been going through, one of these is a mimic. Uh-oh, fuck, I didn't think that one was the mimic. Shit, I thought it was the other one. I just wanted to be sure. Fucking hell. You see what happens when you play fast and loose and you try to live commentate? I could have sworn it was the other one. We get anything? Oh, okay, I'm going to show you that item in a second. I was playing Dark Souls 1, and the combat system in that game is almost perfect. And I know that some people might say, but it does this, but it does that, blah, 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 blah. Well, yeah, I know. I know there are a lot of issues with it, but compared to most other games, and even the other two Souls games, it's a masterpiece. And the fact that they changed it in this game really, it annoys me. I wish they could release, like a couple years from now, they could release Dark Souls 2, but with Dark Souls 1 mode, where you played as if you were playing Dark Souls 1. You know, the combat was completely changed. But I don't think that's going to happen. Let's take care of this guy. Just a reminder that occasionally, if you kill an enemy and there's a golem above on the next floor, depending on where you're standing, sometimes that soul, if you're like on a stair, it can go up and go through the ceiling essentially and go up and get him. So you just have to be careful with that. And this one I could have sworn was the mimic, but apparently is not. Get anything? Yeah, 3 twinkling, 3 petrified. That's nice. The item that we got, the Symbol of Avarice, was also in Dark Souls 1, and it's a really cool looking item, but it's really ridiculous. Take a look at it. Yeah, I mean, it's a mimic head, but you just have it on your, you know, a mimic chest, but you have it on your head, and the tongue sticking out, and it just looks ridiculous. And you may notice up there, my health bar is decreasing. So if you wear this, your health is going to constantly go down. And I think this is just for people to have a bit of a laugh. It's sort of a jokey item. And it's been brought to my attention that there are a significant number of silly, jokey items in Dark Souls 2 that really don't work compared to the silly, jokey items in 1. There seem to be too many in this one. And it really kind of undercuts the seriousness of what's going on. I mean, I don't want it to be totally jokey or serious. There's a right way to mix it. And I think we're going to be invaded here. We don't have to worry about the invader now, because he is a tricksy one. There we go. But just so you know, we can't Homeward Bone out of here. And this next room is a bit of a hodgepodge of enemies. There's some of the spear guys, I think a sword guy, some of the casters, and a whole bunch of golems surrounding the chest that we want to get to. So we're going to try to lure some of these guys down. Come on. There we go. These souls of these guys, even though we're fighting them down here, I said, they may like kind of float up. I think they banked on people figuring out that you should lure them away from those golems. Ugh. Damn spear users. How did these citizens get turned to ice like this? And how did Eleum Loyce become ice encrusted? I don't quite understand that. Was that something that the king did? Because the king seems to be the one who accidentally woke up the old chaos, which is associated with fire. So who froze it Exactly. Don't go over there, don't go over there, don't go, no, 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 no. Aw, man. Time to run. Let's hope we can lure this guy far enough away so we don't have to kill the other two golems up there. Come on. I also forgot to mention something about Alsana, the queen, in the last episode. What we are doing now is, I don't know if I mentioned this in the last episode or not, but we can actually, right now, just go and fight the next boss of this area. The final boss of the level, who is the king, of course, of this area. However, he's just past that room that was covered in ice, that was broken free by... Oh, fuck me. Oh, thank God. Usually grapple attacks are death, and I hate that there are grapple attacks in any of these fucking games. Anything that takes away the agency of my character is something that enrages me. You think you need to do that little swing there, pal? Like this? Come on, just swing the sword. It's a giant mass of metal. But anyway, I'm getting distracted here, as tends to happen. Where was I? The king of this area, we could just go fight him right now. But the queen mentioned something about the Knights of Eleum Loyce before, and what does that mean exactly, the Knights of Eleum Loyce? What was she talking about there? Well, throughout this level, and we haven't actually seen one just yet, there are a number of knights that were formerly the king's men that are scattered around this area, and they are... I don't know exactly what's happening to them, if they're in some sort of stasis, or if they are perhaps in... if perhaps they're like the Hyde Knights, and they just sort of gave up, and they decided to sit down and just wait for someone to come to help them, but they seem to have been sitting here for an interminable amount of time. I mean, who knows how long it's been going on, waiting for someone to come and help them defeat their king. And these knights, called the Loyce Knights, there are 4 of them in all, and we have to go rescue them from various areas throughout Eleum Loyce and bring them, and when we rescue them, they will show up during the king's boss fight, and we can join them there. And so the boss fight is this big, big battle of I don't know how many it is, 4, maybe? It's 4 knights and you, and I believe 2 summons. So that's like 7 people on your side, and, you know, a couple dozen evil Loyce knights, and then the king afterwards. And I'll talk more about that when we actually do the boss fight, but the point is that to make the boss fight considerably easier, we're going to have to rescue the Knights of Loyce from this land, and they will show up to us to help at the boss fight. We just got something called the Curved Nil Greatsword. I think this looks incredibly cool, and actually goes really well with the armor of the Rebelreim. However, I got rid of my dex because I wasn't really crazy about it. I don't think I really needed it, and I've used this weapon quite a bit. It's a curved greatsword, which have somewhat questionable movesets. It's sort of like a giant scimitar, maybe made of obsidian or something. It also has a really weird thing in that the left trigger button that usually parries, that usually does that, if you have this two-handed, it does its own little special attack, which is kind of weird. But I love that sword. I've used it a lot. The Invader is right through that door. But we are not going to be contacting him just yet because there's more stuff to do. The Knight of Eleum Loyce is just past this hallway, but there is a couple golems here, so see if I can take care of this guy and then run past the mage. Oh Lord, I forgot about the follow-up there. It's not very good. Okay. And let's go get that Knight of Eleum Loyce. I said there was 4, but I think there's one already there that will automatically accompany you, and the other 3 need to be rescued. Here he is, right in here. a knight of Eleum Loyce. And I spent a little while looking up the terms Eleum and Loyce and trying to figure out if they have some sort of meaning. But if they do, it is a mystery to me. You can get their armor, too. I really am creeped out about their headgear there, because it looks a hell of a lot like, whose headgear is it? It just reminds me of Griffith's headgear from Berserk, and if you know what happens to Griffith later on in the series, it's not a pretty sight. It just has that weird, almost bird-like, beak-like quality to it that I dislike. Now there's a hidden door here. Usually there is a message telling it. I'll pop down here. I believe there is a spear guy up here. Yes, it is. Fuck. Damn that follow-through. There we go. How am I doing on durability? I can't believe I have to ask that. 35. It's already half durability. And I've been playing for 15 minutes. That's pathetic. 15 minutes of play, and it's already half durability. The Fire Clutch Ring. So theoretically, that would make Pyromancy more powerful. I don't think it's worthwhile enough. It's not powerful to begin with, and that's probably not going to help in most circumstances. Now, there are, I believe, 2 lance-wielding golems down here. So this is a problem that we have to deal with 2 of them at the same time. And they can also throw their lances like that, if I didn't mention that before. Whoa, that went so far. In a way, that little lance thing they do there, with the lance causing ice spikes to shoot up, that's in a way teaching you about something that can happen during the boss fight with the king, who has been corrupted by chaos. Come on, boy. There's a guy in the room just to the left of it, so I want to fight him down here, not over there. Come on. Come on, boy. I don't think there's anything of any use down here, but damn it, it's here, so we're gonna go. Come on. Come on down here. Who's a good golem? Come on. There you go. Oh, dokie. Ah, the roll backstab. I don't know how I would have gotten through Demon Souls without that. The ability to do that. Not a spear guy. Ooh, it's not a spear guy. Yeah. Bye-bye. Is there anything down here? I don't think so. There is an item that you have to go down here to get. It's just not a very good item. It's a weird-looking great bow that we will see in a moment when we discover it. I think it's just over there. If you try to run through here, by the way, which I have tried to do in the past, those golem guys will chase you down here. So, if you want to just try to run here and get this, you can, but you may die just after you get the item. Okay. The twin-headed great bow looks like something from the Old West. It doesn't look like it belongs here. If you take a look at it. Oh, whoops-a-daisy. It's a vellum. There we go. Look at it. It's got these 2 cattle skull on the end of it. It does look very primitive, which I do enjoy. Like if I was doing a barbarian build, I may want to use this. What does it say about it? Made of animal bone. Fine craftsmanship suggests that it originates in Lannifer? What? Wouldn't associate Magarold with that stuff. And here's the bonfire we were at originally. Oddly, it says we can rest at it. That's strange. It shouldn't, because the invader is still there. We're going to go take care of that invader right now. And this invader, who again, my first death of the DLC, I was very upset about that. That I had gone all through here. I did not die at Ava when I first played this. I was doing really well. And then I died to the nastiest cheapo trick imaginable. The troll guy. This guy is using Chameleon. And if you'll remember, many episodes ago, I showed you the silver talismans, which were items that allowed you to transform into things around the area and wander around. This guy has been transformed into a box, and we're going to have to go up there, and if you walk right by the box, he will backstab you, and almost certainly one-hit kill you. Let's see if we can find him. Is this him? No, it is not. That's probably him. Yes, it is. See? It didn't break. Yep. See? Boxes don't move. Boxes don't move. Ha 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 ha. I hate this prick. Oh, he's wearing the Drengleic armor now that I think about it. That's odd. And there's sort of like a joke reward if you beat him. I think you get 10 silver talismans. Oh, he's using the Mirage shield, isn't he? Okay. Bye-bye, jerk-off. That really... I mean, there are a bunch of things like that in all the Souls games. Like, it's gonna fuck around with you, but only that one time. After that, you know, it's totally irrelevant. You do not need to go back. It's never gonna be an issue to you again. Alrighty. And we are way back, if you'll notice, over here, outside of the Ava boss room. So that was kind of nice. That leads you all the way back here, these circular routes. I think that's a big step forward for the series. And I am just going to rest down here. This episode and the following one is really more of sort of a treasure hunt, I guess you could say. So it's going to be edited kind of weirdly. I'm going to have to, in about 10 minutes, I'm going to cut this episode and then just start it up again, hunting for more treasure that we missed originally. So this one and the next one are going to be very, very similar and oddly cut. I'm sorry about that, because I don't want to make it more than half an hour. This next area was a Fustercluck originally, and it is even more of a Fustercluck now, because not only are we going to have to deal with those idiot guys, the ice is gone in a lot of places, and we're going to have them aggro in that big room by the fountain all at once. So that's not fun. And there's also going to be those obnoxious little... I don't even know what they're called. I forgot to look this up. Those little mage guy things. Come on. With the little daggers. Those guys are going to be awake now and fucking around with us. So, that's not enjoyable. At least some of them don't have shields. I guess we should thank heaven for small mercies. Okay. We're also going to be able to get, in just a second, some really, really, really cool armor that is just amazing. Let's head back in here. It's not up here, it's up that ladder behind you. It's easy to miss that ladder if you come in here and don't take a time to look around. I don't think I've ever used Soul Flash. That sounds like a sorcery. And there we go. Yeah! North Warder set. Let's take a look at this, because this looks awesome. This set single-handedly got me to play through the game with a mage build again. It just looks incredible. And if any of you have played Demon Souls, you will recognize this set as that of Sage Frick. I can't quite do his voice. Be wary of those octopus-headed guards. And if you wanted to do a build and pretend to be Sage Frake, that is so cool. And this looks so much better than the... I mean, it looks pathetic in Demon Souls when you get his armor. It looks great here. It looks amazing. And normally I'm not a graphics whore for this kind of stuff. But it just looks incredible in here. And you know, part of the Souls games is to finding a way to design your own build, and I decided to go in a few weeks ago as, you know, as Sage Frake and play the game like that, and that kept me going when I was bored with the game. And the fact that there are more costumes that you can get, and you can play dress-up more in Dark Souls 2, is something that really makes it very important for me. Although a lot of people are not really, they don't really care about that. What gloves did I have? These? Yeah, fine. Okay. And let's continue down there. Now those guys with the little daggers that are going to wake up and fight now, they're not exactly challenging per se. They're pretty weak. I mean, they are casters after all. They don't have a lot of health. But the fact that they are an added nuisance in what was already a large group of enemies is just a nuisance. It makes it really annoying. Come on. Come on out here. Alright. Dead? Nope. There we go. I also like that there were mimics in this DLC. The other ones, there are no mimics. That's really annoying. Dogs down there. These dogs really haven't given me that much of a problem, but they are dogs, and so they need to die. It's just the way of things. I love that we can see the city now. They really spent a lot of time and effort designing this skybox, and I enjoy that. It looks good. That, by the way, down there is where we get the eye thing that makes all of this go away. You can see it now. And I do love them. I love them circular levels designs. Now let's head over here. And they're trying to trick you by not noticing that there is a guy to the left here by going for that treasure to the right. And this guy's going to try to come and backstab you. Woman. It's got to be a woman now by the voice. More useless golden fruit balm. And it's time for you to die. And this horrid room. Ugh. Could they really not have designed anything better? A room, I mean, just think about this. It's a room full of, like, what is it? 6 armored casters. 6 armored casters. Some of whom have spears. And they thought this was good level design. You've got to be kidding me. Come on. It's so lazy. I mean, I know they didn't have a lot of time to do this because it came out so quickly. I mean, it's just like 4 or 5 months after the actual game came out. But geez, I mean, come on. This is so lazy. Oopsie daisy. That's not good. It was a little lazy of me there to not take the time. Oh boy. I'm sorry to be a little distracted here, guys, but that cat has now taken advantage once again of my busyness and is currently working her way inside of my dresser drawers. And she has gotten, in the past, not in the drawers, she has somehow gone behind the drawers, like into the actual, like, dresser, like the wooden part of the dresser itself. And this is a worrying development, but I will try to finish this little area before taking care of it, because I am getting a little nervous about this. I do not want her back there again. So in the next area, it's just going to be more treasure. The next video is just going to be more treasure hunting, getting all this stuff that we missed coming down here. Remember, there is one of those caster guys right here. So I think they're trying to get you to go over there and engage that guy and get backstabbed by this one. Which, you know, I mean, that's fairly normal level design. There's nothing particularly wrong with that. In the next episode, we're probably going to be able to get one of the coolest weapons in the entire game, which, you know, finally makes fist weapons viable. They were kind of viable. They were much better in Dark Souls 2. I will give Dark Souls 2 the credit that it deserves when it does something right, and they definitely got fist weapons right in Dark Souls 2. I do believe it's okay to dual wield if it is a fist weapon, because it doesn't really make sense to not do that. Oh my lord. It's completely wrong in every way. Just gonna keep spamming those, huh? Alright, fine. But I'm gonna run away. And I ain't got no shame about it. Come on back here. Come on. What, are you just walking away? What, are you busy? Come on, we're fighting here. There we go. Now let's finish this guy off here. There we go. There's another one of the caster guys up there that makes the fight with the spear guy just beyond this a little more difficult. There's a pretty cool weapon up here called the Sorcerer's Twin Blade. And I have never used it because I don't use twin blades, but it may be kind of cool. Let's take a look down here. Down there is death. Pure and simple. It is not going to insta-kill you, but it is an enemy, and we're not going to go here next. This is going to be another episode, not the following one. But down there is death. Do not go down there. And if you do, pray to God you have a good ranged attack. Because if you don't, things are going to be in real dire straits. But until then, take a look at this beautiful city that we have out here of Eleum Loyce. And I am going to praise the sun in this wintry land. I will see you in the next episode.